Hello YouTube and welcome to my garage. In today's video I'm going to show you how to remove the door panel on a S550 Mustang and change the speaker. We're also going to remove the tweeter and install it as well. So stay tuned, we're going to start that now. Okay, we're going to start by removing the trim piece behind the door handle. We're going to use a pick set. We're going to get up in here and there's a little hole. Oh yeah. Just take your time, don't break anything. I know that's hard to do, or hard not to do. Now this is the first time I've done this. I'm doing this with you guys because, like I said, I want to keep it real. There you go. So that's what the trim piece looks like. You've got this front piece, that's the hole I was talking about. This needs to come out first, like that, because it hooks around the back. As you can see, it's got like little hooks. So now we've got a 10mm bolt we have to take out. And that did look more violent than what it really was. Nothing was hurt. It was just the moment of that clip releasing. We could use power tools here, but since this is the first time I've taken this door apart, I kind of want to be delicate with it and learn how it goes together. So there's the 10mm bolt. Of course, I'm keeping everything together here. Okay, now the next step, and I'm going by the directions from a well-known supplier of this stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we need to start from this front edge of the switch panel with a non-marring pry tool, and we need to pop that up and out and make sure to disconnect the switch. So let's get our non-marring pry tool here, and it says that there's 5 clips in here. I've already felt one. Like I said, this stuff seems more violent than really what it is. Those clips, when they let go, they kind of scare you a little bit. Remember, there's 5 of them, so. There we go. Work your way back. Probably use my hand from this point on. Here we go. I can see, this is what they don't show you guys. They say, "Oh, we'll remove this trim," and then they don't show you the real pops and cracks of it. And then you get into it and think you're tearing something up, you know. but these cars are put together better than you think, you know. Some of them are. There we go. And see, you're just working your way on back. See, I picked up this little set at Advance Auto, and it's got multiple little, it's like a 6-piece set. It's got multiple arrangements so you can get in here and there we go. Okay, so there is all 5 unhooked or unsnapped. So now that's what it's like. See, nothing's broken. It just sounds really bad the way it does it. But here's your connector. Let's see what they've challenged me with on this. There we go. They didn't challenge very much. Okay, that's that. So that has your switch, your window switch, and on your driver's side in the Mustang you'll have two switches, but it'll be the same thing. I'm going to show you this door because that one's just that one's just, you know, the exact same. It's just the same technique. Okay. And it is handy to always have the instructions for your particular car if you have them, if you've bought it from a company that supplies them. That's one of the reasons I use this particular company, is because they supply that with it. And you know, even though you can get in here and pry and figure it out, I've done that with cars. It's just nice to have, you know, like that. I knew that was tough, but I knew that it would release because I had the instructions. So it's good to have those instructions if you've never taken it apart before. So. Okay, now we've got this 10mm screw right here. Let's see, make sure, let me adjust you. Alright, it's right here, right above the handle. Like I said, I'm not going to edit any of this out, guys, because I feel that when I look for videos, I want to see it being done. I don't want to, you know, them to cut and then show it already taken off, and then be like, oh, you know, I'm such a wizard, I made it come off without it cracking or popping, or it just makes me look good. Listen, I'm going to get this door panel off one way or another, and I'm going to get it off the right way. I just don't want you guys to think it's magic. You have to work at it. YouTube has given me a good time limit to explain this, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to use it. Okay, so that is loose. Now, it says that there's 7mm. I don't like that. I'm going to try to get it out of there. I think it has like a little stop there or something. Give me some needle nose pliers. I'll be right back. But you know, you get into this stuff and everything seems, see, got it out of there. So there's the other 2mm bolt. But you get into this stuff, cars are so expensive. You know, when you go to pry this off, when it sounds really bad like that, it makes you want to just stop. And then, I want you to be confident in yourself. I mean, don't tear anything up, you know, just being ignorant. But, you know, if you get the instructions and it says that pops off a certain way. Okay, so now we've got the 7mm. There's two 7mm along the bottom. So let's get that. It doesn't take long to do it. And my advice to you is, if you're doing something like this and something doesn't seem right, or you have a hesitation, stop and go think about it for a little while. Because I promise you, if you do it wrong, or in your mind you do it wrong, you'll always know it. So you're better off to stop, go get you a drink, or think about it for a minute, or maybe even leave it overnight if you're really tired. You have a place where you can leave it. That's a good thing about having a garage. You can just kind of say, okay, I'll see you in the morning. So there's our second 7mm screw. Alright, now let's see what they're saying to do. Pry out sides of door panel to release 7 clips. Lift panel up, disconnect harness and door release cable, then remove door panel. Okay, so let me get my bearings here. So the door panel needs to be released. Pry outsides of door panel. Okay, so we need to go all the way around it, prying these loose. Now I've got a bigger pry bar that I'm going to use for this part, because I'm not wanting to fool around with it. So let's see. Okay. Sounds worse than it is. That's the way it's supposed to sound. Sometimes you have to feel around. See, that one was a tough one. There we go. You are not breaking the car, I promise, if you're doing it right. There we go. Scoot you guys back so I can get me a better look at it. Okay, yeah, you can see. Now remember, we've removed all of the there we go. So now Let me get you back up here. When you get them all unclipped, what you need to do, and here's a pro tip that you can learn from me. Roll this window down before you do this. See, it helps learning from somebody else's mistake. Alright. Let's see how that's supposed to be taken out. Okay. Don't be ashamed to look at your directions. Ooh. Should be able to just pull straight back and out. Read your directions and be confident. That has to pop out the side on this model. It's just in an awkward place. Awkward way to hold it. See, this is the being real part. See, I'm going to stop and I'm going to research this for a minute because I don't want to tear anything up. So this is a good rule to stop and see how the pros do it. They must have done a design change between mine and this, or between these instructions. Of course, I don't have internet service. Let's see. You know, really, you don't need to do that, unhook that door. I want to. Okay, seems like other people's had trouble with this. Okay, it's saying take needle nose pliers and pull. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to anyway. Oh. They've done a design change or something here. My goodness. Well, look at this for just a second. They've done a design change on me. The directions say one thing, but Okay. So I need woo-wee. Like I said, make sure you roll this window down. There's no reason deal with those pliers. This right here is going to be either easy for you or hard for you. I can already tell you, I'm going to set the other side up different, because you see the trouble I'm having. It's got me breathing hard and everything. I'm out of shape, I know it. That's one of the things I'm going to try to address. Okay, so we got one side unclipped here. It's such an awkward, like I said, without that window. I was not expecting this, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, it's a better look on it. I was just trying to get you guys the best shot. Get it around there like that. I'll show you what I'm doing once I get her off of here. About got it. What it was, I was trying to twist it around there where you guys can see. And it made me not be able to. I need this video stuff, guys. I don't know what I'm doing on the next one, but I don't want to show you it once I figured it out. I want you to to see it while I'm figuring it out. I've done figured it out, I just got to get it to work. Man, Ford didn't want you to take this part off. There we go. Now it'll go back in easy. There's the panel. I'll set it over here. Like I said, now that I know what's going on, the next gonna be easy. But I don't want to show you the easy video, because I know you're gonna run into this, or you may be a whiz at it and not have as much trouble as I did with this. But essentially these little, I'll get the camera where you can see it. Essentially you have little prongs here. Let me zoom up here. You have these little prongs. Come on, focus. Yeah, anyway. You have little prongs there. See them? You have 1, 2. And they flare out. And unless you get that thing at the right angle and get them needle nose pliers on there to squeeze it, you know. And the instructions, evidently they made a design change between my car and when they wrote those instructions, because the old instructions said to pull it straight out the back. So you can't do that with that. I tried it and I didn't feel confident with it, so I'm glad I didn't, or I would have broke these off. But everything's good. I know how to do the next door now. And I am not going to edit this out, so you're going to see me fight with this thing for many minutes and sweat and everything else. Because you'll probably be doing it too, or maybe I saved you. Okay. We're down to business now. Here's your speaker. So you got 7 millimeters, and you got your plug down here for it. I'm going to go ahead and take those out, and then we'll get the tweeter after that. Boy, I'm happy. I'm happy we're down to this point. Like I said, use power tools, but this is the first time I've ever taken this door apart, and I don't know, hand tools are a little more intimate, I think. You kind of feel how everything's put together. Probably the next door I'll use power tools though, because I don't want to be that intimate with it. I dropped one of the screws under the car, but I'll get it. Now I want to shoot these in like a one-take format. Like I said, I want to be real. I don't want to cut and be fake. You know, if you want, you've got a fast forward button. If you know how to take that loose, just fast forward. Get to the nitty gritty. Get wherever you need to. This video is for you. It's not for me. I want you to learn from my mistakes and not tear your car up. Alright, there's the clips that they were talking about. Alright. Yeah, baby. Okay, so we're going to release, I'm going to take a pick. We're going to release this. And there's the factory speaker out. It's not a bad looking speaker. The speakers in these are 25 watt, 4 ohm. I don't know if that's max or RMS, but at least now you know. That's what it says. So. Always feel down in the door, make sure there's nothing. Ford must like these little doodads like that, because this door is full of them. I tell you what, it definitely does its job. I'm just feeling to make sure there's nothing left from the factory or anything like that. Anything that, you know, that's where the molding comes on. Because right now is when you need to slow down, because you're here. You've worked hard to get here. And right here is just where you slow down and, you know, and figure out what you're going to do. So I've got the adapters. Let's go get those and the speakers, and let's see what we need to do. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the components here. We have the Focal ISS 165s. We have the adapter plates, which look pretty cool. And then we have the wiring, which I'm hoping will work. So, yeah. Let's look at the adapter plate first. Just make sure those holes will match up. Pretty sure they will. So we've got 2 rings, one for each door. Got mounting screws, that's nice. And this one has the rubberized tape here, which is pretty neat. So everything seems to be lining up. So let's get one of the Focal speakers out. Look at it. Make sure you guys are zoomed all the way out. And you can see me kind of, but I'll make sure I get you in focus here. Like I said, this is a 1-take format, so. Alright, so we got some crossovers. This one's for the Woofer. Woof woof. And then we have little pods that we won't be using, because we're going to put these in the factory location. The tweeters. We have more screws. These are your tweeter crossovers. I like the way they're not big boxes. You can hide them in under the trim. So there's the Woofer. Here's the tweeters. So we got 2 tweeters. Looking good. More screws. So that's the hardware pack. And the tweeters. Let's get one of the woofers out. Guys, if you like this format where it's like a one-take format, let me know in the comments, because I personally, if I was watching the video, I would want to see the mistakes. I'd want to see the, you know, where the hard parts are. But if you guys don't want it and it's boring you, just let me know and I'll make sure. Gosh, those are pretty. ISS 165s. So let's take our ring, make sure we're good here. Let's see, we got one all the way down, so we'll have to match it. May have to do some trimming. Yeah, we're going to have to do some trimming. I'm going to have to cut these tabs out. Yeah. Once you get rid of those tabs though, everything should be fine. Looks like they've got a little crease on them, so you may be able to snap them out with needle nose pliers, which would be great. Because if I do have to get the Dremel out, I am going to have to stop the video and go get it. Oh no, we're good. So if you get these rings, and I'll show you the model number. Well, I put them in the description, I think. But I'll put the model number. I'll show you the pack that they come in here in a minute. And you use the Focal 165s, ISS 165s. Just snap these out. They've got little creases on them to where they're meant to do this. Okay. I love magnets. Now that should fit in. Oh, that's butter. Look at that. How pretty. Okay, so I want to line the holes up. I want that to be down. Okay, got that under control. Okay, now we need to take the screws that we got with the kit, because they're little fatty screws. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. These come with a little gasket. You'll want to put that down first. I know all the pro audio installers out there are yelling at you. They're yelling at me right now. But I'm not a pro audio installer. I am kind of a perfectionist though. So this video may end up longer than we all wanted it. Let's see, let me rethink this. You guys see? Here we go. So I'm putting the gasket on it first. Now, I want to make sure that falls right there. See, we've got what am I doing? Here we go. Tell you what, boy. I'm definitely teaching you all what not to do. Old German Shepherd out there. She's 5 months old. Well, she's got that protective instinct. Alright. Oh yeah. That's looking good. Now let's get our little fatty screws. Start them in here. Well, that's not the way they go. Oh, we got fatty and then we got fattier. Okay. I'm sorry guys, this is the first time I've done it. And I want to make sure I'm showing you guys right. I don't want to put it together and make this video and then have it go wrong on me. So I need to make sure it's right. There's 2 holes in this one. There's the big and the little. We need to make sure we're going in the right one. Yeah, boy, magnets. I like magnets. Okay, we want that to face that way. And if I had a spray adhesive, but I'm not sure I know where any's at. I don't want to have you here waiting on me, but we'll get it this way. I'll have spray adhesive for the next side. So if you're doing this, we'll make your life easier with this setup. Get you some spray adhesive. Alright, and I quit. We got our gasket in place. Everything's looking good. Things in the right order. Get you back up here. I'm working on a different knee now. Oh, so this is just putting the screws in it. So I have the gasket, have everything looking good, feeling good about it. If you want to make your life easier, get you a little bit of spray adhesive and make sure that gasket stays put. That's what I'll be doing to the next side. But I'm not showing you the next side, I'm showing you this side. So if you can learn 2 things from what I'm teaching you here: needle nose pliers, make sure you squeeze those in, get it at the right angle, make sure the window's down. Make sure you roll the window down before you start doing all this stuff. See, it is easier to learn from other people's mistakes. Now you don't want to torque these down so hard that they're distorting the basket. Then that messes with your sound. You want to make sure that you go around them even torque all the way around. You definitely don't want to distort this ring. I would imagine it would make everything sound. And I wouldn't use power tools here. I'm not even going to use power tools on the other side here. Alright, so we've got the speaker mounted in the case. Now we need to figure out our crossover network. So we've got these. That is the tweeter network. The big ones, if you get this kit, are the Woofer network. So right here, you got a negative and a positive. Make sure, if you want it to sound good, make sure the polarity is correct. If you don't want it to sound good, doesn't matter. Just plug it in wherever, and I'm sure you can get it to work. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little drill bit and I'm going to drill a hole right here on the side to where these wires can come out. Okay, so everything's back and I'm going to drill one just big enough to put that, and I'll probably put some silicone back over it. So give me a drill and a drill bit. Okay, this is the neatest, I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee, that's the neatest little thing I've ever bought. It's only like 70 to 80 bucks. And it's the Milwaukee, it's the, let's see, it's the compact driver, catalog number 2401-20. And what you can do is you can get this, and see it's drill bits with the hex chuck on it. See, you can use it as a driver, plus as a really, like for stuff like this, you don't want too much power. Like I've got a Milwaukee Fuel 18 volt, you know, drill over there, but I don't need to bring out the big guns to drill through this little plastic piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to come through straight the side here. Just take your time. Just plastic. You don't want to make a mess. Alright. See there? Got me a little hole. Need to make the hole just a little bit bigger. So you want to step up, keep stepping up. Let's see. Look at the end of the wires here. I believe right there will be sufficient. Well, need to go up one more size, I believe. Evidently, I'm not very good at this. I'll let you know which one I end up on, so you won't have to. So you won't have to hunt and peck for it. All right. Yeah, that's the size right there. I think. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be a tight fit. Now, this is going to go on the bottom. Can you see that? This is what we're looking like here. So we've got a bolt there, a bolt there. We gotta put our connectors on, and that's where our factory connectors plug into this. And I wanted it to come out the side right here where it's at. So that's looking good. So let's look at our factory connectors. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we've got factory positives and negatives with a loop. Yeah, it works. Okay. So what we can do is I think I'm going to put a male end on these. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to put a male end on that. Plug these in. That way, if for some reason I don't like that speaker, I can just unplug it real quick, which I don't know. Yeah, let me see if I got male ends for this. Because if I do have to solder it, I will end this here, and I'll pick up with me soldering it. No, I don't really like that anyway. I think I'm going to cut them off and either try the new connectors that we were wanting to see if they work. That's what I'll do. I'm going to cut these off and try those new connectors. That way, before we get in the dash, I'll know if they work or not. I hope you like it real, people. I'm sorry if you don't. If you guys don't like the one-take format, just let me know. I'll be glad to do like everybody else, because Okay, so we've got so there's our cutter. Anyway, well, ain't that the cat's meow? That's pretty sweet. My old one was getting worn out and it wouldn't do it half the time. So having a new one of these is pretty cool. Okay, so let's look at these. These are, so you strip them, you twist them together, you insert that and then you tighten it. So let's try it. Let's see what kind of connections they make because they look pretty neat. See how they work. Okay, so negative and positive. So negative, you guys see. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that, make it strands because they've soldered the end. And I believe it's meant to try to, yeah. Oh boy, I really like these. Okay, so positive. And you slip the little ring over it. And I'll show you how these guys work. Oh, this is going to be neat. And then you tighten that down. There we go. Guys, that works great. Those little posit connectors. Look at that. I mean, that's working great. My battery's dying on my camera. Makes sense. I've been getting. Okay, sorry about that, folks. My battery died and I didn't realize it had died, and I went just a little bit, but I'm going to explain everything to you. I went ahead and I mounted the speaker in the door. It was just there wasn't any drama at all. It just bolted right up, no problem at all. One tip I wanted to show to you guys who didn't know about it. Now, this is not for the professionals. The professionals know all about it. Tesa tape. I will leave a link in the description. You can see how it looks factory. It's fuzzy. It looks like the tape that they use. It is the tape they use in the factory. You can buy it in rolls, like regular electrical tape. If you can see in there, it says Tesa, T-E-S-A. This will make all the difference in the world in the look of your installs. As you can see, I mean, let me zoom in there. Let me get the camera off the tripod and show you. Let's zoom out so we can get better. As you can see, it makes it all look really factory. So I just bundled it up to the side because I looked at the door cover there, and this space here is free. It's kind of like got a cotton. See the white cotton? It'll fit right in there, and I just put a zip tie here. I wish I had black, but nobody can see it. But I've already tested the speaker. Sounds great. I'm not going to play any music because of copyright BS, but you know. But it, as you can see, it looks factory. If you opened this door up and didn't know any better, you would, I would think it was factory. So at this point, I'm going to put the door cover back on, and I'm going to video me doing that. And there will be a separate video going up probably this evening or tomorrow to do with the tweeters. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a different format because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Let's see. I'm going to take them out. So I'm going to take both tweeters out at the same time. And I'm going to figure out what I want to do. And then I'm going to video repairing one or both of them. So look for that video tomorrow. It won't, or you know, within at least the next couple of days. And it will, it won't be as long as this one because the tweeters, you pretty much just pop the top out, bring them down. It's more or less trying to get the aftermarket ones to fit in the factory hole. So I'm going to put this door card, as the British call it, back on here, and we'll call this video done. So there's the speaker installed in the door. There's the speaker installed in the door. Looks factory, looks great. I'm happy with it. Tesa taped all the way. Wire management looks good. So I'm gonna put the door back on, and we'll just do the reverse of taking it off. And we'll set you guys over here. And yeah, I know I'm fat and out of shape. Don't make fun of me. Alright, first of all, we need to deal with this stupid thing that you guys laughed at me about. It should snap back in. Oh, look at that. I'll tell you what, now that you know how stuff works, I'll tell you what, most of this is getting to know how it works. If you don't know how it works, you're not going to get it apart or put it back together. Alright, so there's my door. Let's see, we have something down here. Yeah, that's goes in that hole. There's the door lock switch. Guys, I cannot stress enough to make sure that you roll your window down. That will help you out so much. Now you want to snap all of those clips . Oh, that's a satisfying sound. All right, now we want to get the 7mm in the bottom. The door opens, everything. Thought that was a scratch, but it wasn't. Things looking great. I like to just take the extension off to get stuff started. You can ruin a lot by cross-threading something. Just take your time. This ain't a race. This is your car. This is your car that you paid a lot of money for. If something's not fitting right, just slow down. Rethink it. Get you a night's sleep if you have to. Don't break it and don't ruin it. See, I was about to cut the video off and go in and calm down and think about it when I couldn't get that door latch. But luckily I got it, you know, and looked at it and figured out how to do it. But a lot of times if you just take a step back for a minute and don't over tighten things, just, you know, get a feel for it. There we go. It's good. Now we got this 10mm and that 10mm. And see how I keep everything here organized. I've got all my sockets and everything here ready to go. And most of the time I'm not like that. Most of the time I'm chasing everything around. But for some reason, today I'm on it. Snug it down. You're not Hercules on these panels. These panels can't handle much. Yeah, definitely going to use power tools on the next one. Sorry about the battery dying there, guys. I was trying to do one take. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments or whatever. You didn't miss much. I mean, I looked up and noticed it was off and replayed it back. So pretty much what you missed was me just tesa taping the speaker wires, making it look factory, and then just mounting the speaker. That's all I did. Now on the inside, you notice the crossover, I put it inside the speaker, inside the plastic. What I did is I took some tesa tape around with that, because if it rattles, you know, it's fuzzy and it won't rattle. It'll sound better. So if it did get up against the cage, it won't get up against the woofer itself, but if it got up against the cage, it could have rattled. But I just put some tesa tape around that, and now it's like cloth, so if it gets up against it, you won't hear it. So all right, now we're ready to put our window switch back in. Yay, I can roll this window down now. Guys, roll the window down before you do this. Learn from me. That's what I'm here for. And see, it doesn't say that in the instructions. But if that window had been down, I could have seen what was going on with this door latch a lot sooner. See, don't want to line up there. Okay, I see what's going on. That little piece there's got to come over here. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, what I do at this point is I'm going to push against the whole door. Make sure everything's fitting. Take your fingers. Make sure that this fits all the way around through here. hit it if you need to. Not hard, just kind of tap it. Kind of like your chiropractor does. If you go to the back rig, just make sure you get those clips back in there, feel around, make sure you don't have any gaps. Feels great, feels good. Everything looks like it came from Ford. Okay, our last piece. Don't forget this little piece. That's what we started with. Let's see. There we go. All right, this door is done. So I'm not going to film the other door. It'll just be boring. Same thing. The only difference is you've got two switches, but that doesn't matter. It pops out the same way. At this point, I'm going to turn the car on and I'm going to roll the window up and down, make sure the door locks. Yep, doors lock, unlock. Let me shut the door, make sure it opens. Yep, it opens, and let me turn the car on here. Make sure window goes down. Yeah, see? And it goes up. Both automatic and manual, up and down. So yeah, everything's looking good. You can see my face where I was trying to get the oh gosh, I'm glad you guys got to see me fight with that door handle. That's what the video's all about. I know you'll make fun of me, but that's what I want to make different about my videos and everybody else's. I want the realism. You know, a lot of the other videos you would have never saw that. If they'd had a hard time with that, you would have they would have edited that out. You would have thought they were, you know, John Wayne or something, you know. But I'm not like that. I want you to see the struggles as well as the, you know, the good stuff. So, but that's it for this video. I hope you learned how to take an S550 door panel off, put a speaker in it, and put it back. If you didn't, I don't know what else to do for you. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Make sure to tell people about this video, subscribe, you know, whatever you can do. I'm new to this, so a good bump would help. And the next video will be on the tweeters. We'll actually put the camera in the car probably to get that, or we'll figure it out. But I'm going to do the same with it. I'm going to try to do one take on it and show you what I did. And but anyway, you guys have a good one, and hopefully you liked it.